Yo, guys, welcome back to the Sixpence podcast. Obviously, this one is expected for last week, but due to the current circumstances with the load shedding, obviously, we had a bit of technical difficulties, but we're back again. And today we have a very special guest with us. For me personally, a important mentor to me in my footballing career, as well as a Bafana legend. Um, you know, with with your experience, coach, um, obviously, Coach Ricardo, how are you? And you're during this time, how's everything?
Good afternoon, Liam. I'm good, thanks. You said something earlier about your football career. What football career are you talking about? I'm joking. I'm joking.
Coach.
It's just between the two of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good, thanks. Just been haven't done a lot during the lockdown. I'm at the school. I'm at Grey College.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a difficult situation because even though the country is on level 2, the Department of Education, I think they're still on level 5. So I'm not sure what's happening. So we have to get our go-ahead from them.
Yeah.
So I haven't done much. And also one of the reasons is because our work is already done in advance. So I already did my work last year this time. So everything was supposed to come to an end at the end of September, or the September school holidays when we have the Nedbank tournament. So
I'm sure you were just eager to get started, and obviously, with the football and stuff like that, you must, as a footballing man yourself, you must be just eager to get out there with the lads and just get started.
Yeah, look, it's nice to be out with the lads, but like I said, on the end of the day, it's about the kids. I always try and put the kids ahead of myself when it comes to the coaching and comes to the games and whatever. So if it's already like this for me, how about them? Because they active all the time. So yeah.
Now, but it's good. It's good to hear, Coach. Just to start, I know we had a discussion previously about the topics we'll be talking about, and I know obviously now that the ABSA Premiership has now come to an end officially with the sponsorship from ABSA. I just wanted to start with your experience with football as a whole. Coming from Hanover Park, a community that is, it's a disadvantaged community with regards to the gang violence and all its nooks and crannies, so to speak. As a young boy growing up, Coach, how was your your experiences and staying on that path to football? Because I'm sure your family also must have been an important part in going to your goal and your dream.
Yeah, look, obviously at the age of 5, I got an opportunity. Or my family moved out of Hanover Park and we moved to Mitchell's Plain, which is a little bit less crime. Those colored people that have a little bit of money, they moved there. So so we moved there. So the nice thing for me as well, when it comes to family, I was on both sides. I've got my father, which is Muslim, and my mom, which is Christian. So I was always in between two families growing up. So if I didn't get something from the one family, I would go to the other family and try and get it from them. So growing up on the Cape Flats, it's not easy, but it's also not as difficult
from your family.
Yeah, it's not as difficult as people make it. When you have a family structure or support, it helps you. Sometimes we go off the rail. Like myself in 1994 to about 1996, I just went completely off the rails. Stopped playing. I finished matric in 1995. So yeah, for 2 years I just went off the rails and I just did my own thing. As a young person, experiencing things and stuff like that.
But I mean,
it wasn't due to.
Yeah, I mean, it's like sorry to interrupt you, Coach, but I mean, it's just as a young person growing up, especially you make mistakes, but it's a learning curve for everyone, and it shows your credit for where you are, where you stand today, if that makes sense,
Look, I've got a belief that everyone gets an opportunity. It doesn't matter how rich you are, it doesn't matter how poor you are, it doesn't matter what you have and what you don't have, but there will always come a time in your life that you get an opportunity. I mean, God won't be that unfair not to give each one an opportunity, but sometimes we miss that opportunity, you know. And for me, my opportunity came on the 29th of December 1996 when I got born again. I was still staying with my father, who's Muslim, so and then I must make a choice if I want to stay or moved on. And that's even before I played football. I left football at the age of 14. I stopped playing football. I just didn't want to play football. And I only picked up football again after 96, 97.
Yeah.
When I was 18 or 19. Yeah, when I was 19 years old, I started playing football again. So
is that where you started your career at 7 Stars, if I'm right, coach?
No. That was still amateur. I just played for the church team on Saturdays because on Sundays I wanted to be in church. And you know, growing up, you hear things and you can't work on a Sunday and all those things. But you know what? If God has given you a talent, He can even use it on a Sunday. So so for me, I started playing football at the age of 20. Never had academy football. And I also never wanted to be a football player, so that's
really,
that's another part of my story.
What
I never wanted to be a football player.
What did you want to be when you obviously your first career?
Like, look, like I said to you, for 2 years I went off the rails. I didn't have any plans, to be honest with you. From 1994 till about 1997, I never had any plans to do anything. I actually went to work at the city council for about 6 months.
Okay.
In 1998.
Yep.
And then December 1998, I turned professional. So never wanted to be a football player. So.
And I'm sure you never looked back after that, you know.
Yeah. 14 years later. 19 Bafana caps. 380 games in the PSL. So
I mean, coach, I was gonna get into that to check because I had to do my research. Obviously, I know, as you guys probably don't know this, if you're watching this video, Coach Ricardo Katza is a scout Muna, was playing at trials at Supersport United, and that's how me and Coach started to gain our relationship, so to speak. But my father had told me more about you, Coach, with regards to your accolades and your achievements within the game, because obviously my dad growing up back in those times, you know, it was from a colored man's perspective, it was quite rare to see, you know, from our community, someone that you could see on the television and be like, yo, right, you know, like a sort of a role model. And I wanted to just bring it back to your you know, where it all started in terms of your professional career. I mean, you are the only Supersport United captain to lead the club to 3 consecutive league titles. Am I right? In a row.
Yeah, that's right.
How was that?
In a row, yes.
How was that as an achievement, Coach? I mean, wow.
Yeah, look, you know, I can sit here and I can personalize the whole thing and say I've done this and that, but I think on the end of the day, we were just the strongest team over those 3 years, over those 3 seasons, you know, because if you looked at it, we didn't have a star-studded team. We were just the hardest working team. I always say to people, we were the hardest working team for those 3 seasons. And I didn't also play. I played, but I didn't play much because a lot of the guys I was playing with was much younger than me. I was one of the older guys in the group. So obviously with Coach Kevin coming in, he used to push us the same way. The older guys and the younger guys, we were on the same level. When it comes to fitness. So we were not managed properly. So obviously it took a toll on a lot of us older guys. But being a captain and leading the team, you know, sometimes when you pick up the trophy, we have the guys standing around you, and that's what it's about, you know. Even though I was the captain, but at the end of the day, people's lives, and if you don't put people ahead of yourself in certain areas and stuff, then what's the use of being the captain? What's the use of leading? So it felt good. It felt good. Obviously, we did something that no one else has done. I mean, obviously now Sundowns have done it.
But I mean, so, you were, you know, 3 consecutive league titles, coach, as a captain. I mean, I don't even know if that has been done in, obviously now it's Sundowns, but as a captain for yourself, I mean, that individual accolade, I'm sure you hold highly and regard it as, I'm sure a lot of work must have been put in, you know, a lot of long hours, you know, especially because I know you're a family man, and you know that must have taken a toll. But the achievement itself, you know, you can look back and say, you know, I did it. It was worth it. You know, that type of thing. You know.
Yeah. So I've learned this thing with Coach Pizzo, that when you with football, you know, when you're busy training, when you're busy playing, when you're in a football arena, football is more important. But when you with family is more important than football. So I had the balance between the two, because I wasn't the best, like the fanciest player, but so I had to work a little bit harder than the others.
Yeah.
You know, I was classified to get those the A play and do every one, and then you get the, which is usually the ones that has other. So I was rated myself in that group of players where I had to work a little bit harder for what I that I think I could have done a little bit earlier. Maybe started doing maybe by myself a little bit early. I think I was 31, 32 when I started doing spending 2 or 3 hours after training just kicking the ball into the net, you know, just working on my technique. I could have done, but the other thing is, like I said to you as well, is that I never had academy training, so I didn't even know there was academies. You know, I started when I was 20, so I went straight into the PSL. You know, and from there I just went on. I'm always thinking to myself, what if I had academy like we have now? You know, what if I had the training sessions that we have weekly?
And I mean, we're
I would have been so much further.
Yeah, and I mean, we're gonna segue on later on in the interview with regards to, you know, your transformation from a professional player to a now, you know, your coaching background, and like how you sort of molded and fell in love with, you know, because I know you're a very avid, you know, fighter for the youth development within the country. So how has that change been from a professional footballing perspective environment to coaching? How did you manage to adapt in that way? How did you find it?
Look, coaching grew already at the started setting up my contracts in such a way that I remember with the club, I took less money and I added international coaching license into that I did in 2014. So my grew more than the love for playing. But the difference between the two is when you play, it's all about it's your individual that you put. But when you coach, it's about team. It's about the next guy. It's about wanting the kids to succeed. And I think for me, game scoring a goal, but if you can change someone's life, that's you know, food doesn't even come close to that. So for me,
I witnessed it firsthand with regards to you, coach, because like, you know, I remember even watching an interview on YouTube about you just, you know, sort of trying to bridge the gap between, because there's, you know, there's always that argument of, you know, South Africa, we don't have the facilities, you know, we can't, you know, we can never compete with the European, you know, the Europeans and stuff like that. And you said in that interview, I remember you saying that it's not a thing of our infrastructure is not there with regards to the youth development. It's actually giving those kids, those young players a chance. And you know, it's about the person as well as the footballer. And I can ambition for that, because you are that type of person to say, no, it's more than just a footballer, it's the person with regards to youth development, you know.
So I've got a kids believe that if you person lose the person.
Yeah.
You
Coach, can you hear me?
one.
It's breaking up a bit. Hello, Coach. Are you breaking? You're breaking up a bit, Coach. I can't.
So, like I was saying, for me, take care of the boy.
Yeah.
The person will give you the game. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're only gonna focus on technique, you're gonna lose the person. Sometimes they don't do what you want.
Yeah.
If you're gonna continue with that you might lose the child. Now, for me, when it comes to academy football and academy level,
Yeah.
the end of the day, the development results. So
Yeah. So
it's also not an excuse. What's the use of developing kids if they're not gonna, if they're not either on?
Yeah, no, that's very true, Coach. It's very true.
Yeah.
Coach, with regards to, you know, your from being so long in a professional academy environment, obviously now, correct me if I'm wrong, you are now the director of football / technical director of football at Grey College Bloemfontein. Am I right?
That's correct. Yeah.
How did you, you know, because I can imagine a professional environment, you know, being in, you know, as a pro yourself in your playing career. I can imagine how was the adaptation from a professional footballing environment now to focusing more on the schooling and the football as well from a director's point of view. How was that adaptation?
Look, football, you professional football.
Yeah.
You know, so certain style that you have to work. There's certain things you win the biggest tournament as a youth player. Always that at the academy into your ability.
Yeah.
It's important to play football.
Yeah.
School is more important than football. And with school, football is more about participation, anything else, you know, because playing the kids needs to have your top teams in play.
Yeah.
You can't have every game because he's overweight. He's not good, but now because of the time you don't play him. So the one thing that I've done with the coaches as well is I've got to the school that, and I told him from the start, I'm not worried about results. I'm not that results at first.
Yeah.
Because the kids needs to develop level football is
Yeah, no, 100%.
So Liam listening, I would rather at the university or to a vast, you know, institution. Then for him, he's lost. You know.
Yeah. But I'm sure
because now after.
Yes, good. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. I wanted to say because if he comes out of school at the age of 18, he will be qualified, and he will still have 15 years left of play. So,
yeah.
You know?
But I'm sure.
So
but I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, because from developing youth players at in a professional environment at Supersport, it's just, from what I witnessed, it's just about the football. Like the boys and put all their effort into football, and they just funnel all their energy into football, which is it's good because it gives them, because from the boys coming from different backgrounds, many from underprivileged and unfortunate backgrounds, it gives them a steady path to something. But as you said, I mean, school is very important, and how to to balance the two, which is it's hard, but it's needed.
But with regards to, have to look at, even some boys not the education, but they're good football players.
Yeah.
So you should players as well.
Yeah.
You can't be hammering a child that is not good at school.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, just make sure that he's average at or that he gets through his grades, but then you also make sure that you take care of his football.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Then those are the players at a higher level. So there's a balance between the two,
Yeah.
So, but I think kids also need to realize is that not everyone is going to turn out to be professional football.
Yeah.
But why not on that, as a number one priority, and
yeah,
school, then let the education affect it, So it's a balance. It's a fine line between the two.
Yeah, I know. Even when you used to coach me, hey, coach used to hammer me about passing and different running drills or whatever. But it's as you said, coach. It's a thing of you can help someone to a certain point, but if they don't help themselves, I mean, it's difficult to understand that type of relationship, with football and school at the same time. Because as a coach, you can do only so much for the player's development, but it's up to the player who, and the student within the player, which is as you said, the balance is very important.
And a lot of kids don't when the win is the players.
Yeah.
Why do the players when the team lose? Because coach can only do that much, and it's a certain point.
Yeah, no, I saw your on your WhatsApp status, coach. With obviously, I'm sure if you guys know, Chiefs. I think they lost the league on goal difference.
They lost the league.
And the game against Bidvest was very important with regard. They just needed a win to secure, a good lead. But unfortunately, the chances that were missed. And coach, I remember you said that you documented that when it's when the team wins, the players get all the praise, and the coach, gets some bit of acknowledgement. But the players that score the goals, the players get all the sort of the accolades and whatever. But when the team loses, unfortunately, the one man that man or woman that's there in the dugout, obviously, they get hammered by the media and so forth. So as a coach, I'm sure you took a lot of you take a lot of responsibility on your shoulders as well.
Yeah, and I that now even if the child
all
of a sudden you're a good coach, so
yeah,
like I said again, sometimes we are not honest with ourselves when it comes to the football in general. Not honest, and I think if we can get to that point of being honest, if you're not good enough, you're not good enough.
Yeah,
simple as that. We mustn't. People used to ask me, why did I never go overseas to play overseas?
Yeah.
I did. Days I never made it. It was good. Give me the contract.
Yeah.
Above what the coach is saying.
Yeah.
It's not opportunities. I wasn't good enough for Europe. I was good enough to play in South Africa.
But I mean, coach, as not many people can say that they've wore the captain's armband for national team, for especially for South Africa, for Bafana. I mean, you played against some of the best players in the world. As I'm sure you guys must have seen on our Instagram page. If you're not, go check that out. Um, Coach Ricardo has played against some of the top players. I mean, especially um, making 19 appearances for South Africa in some of the top level tournaments such as the Gold Cup and the 2006 African Cup of Nations. Coach, how was your how would like for me as a youngster looking at it, I could never imagine playing for my country, especially in such tournaments. How did you adapt and how did that come to how did you just what is your feeling like playing for your country?
Like um, I remembered when I started playing, I played for Stars, and then I went to in 1999. And only when I went to the first division, I was demoted to Everton. When the first year, Ajax says me away, John Comita said the club doesn't know. And then at the professional club, you get picked up boots, you get kicked, you get all.
Yeah.
When I went to Everton, I had to provide everything. I had to take to work for it,
Yeah.
So when I made my mind with regards to those things, I put everything in place,
Yeah.
how I spend my money, the cars that I was driving,
Yeah.
places that I was staying in,
Yeah.
that and I had, Johannesburg in later I got important for me as well, to keep nations in 2006 and going to the Gold in 2005. Obviously, it's nice experiences, What a lot of people don't know is that the 2006 Cup of Nations was actually the worst tournament that I've ever been in.
Seriously, coach?
I had two horrible games. It was the worst that I've ever. Because I think how big the Kansas went to Egypt and over 8. I did things that I think done better, but I think the occasion. So
you think the occasion must have put added more pressure. Also playing for your country is a different pressure itself, but do you think maybe the occasion must have gotten to you just a little bit?
I didn't because I remembered 90% of our team that year was from South Africa. 90% of the other teams were all from Europe. Egypt had 90% of the
playing overseas.
All those things, and the occasion in it, only the tournament how big it was enough. That was more strong.
Coach, as you said, like when you were talking about bridging the gap of the South African game and the Europeans. That's where it's sort of we have to showcase our talent like on an international level with our players. Because as you said, most of the Egyptian team was from overseas, many of them playing in Europe, and obviously you can see the level of where we need to get to as a footballing nation, and it's gonna take time, but I just wanted to get your views on I saw you on that interview you were talking about the Vision 2022. How close do you think we are to that sort of goal and objective?
I know that there's a program out now from FIFA that's being run through double company from Norway, Denmark.
Yeah.
It's been called Centers of Excellence.
Yeah.
say that that was done in the last 2 years by the coach, and I put in, and obviously Grey College is one of those. We are lined up against clubs like Supersport and Sundowns that has been producing players. I think that's part of the.
Okay.
Those things are it's coming into place. You do know that now currently because I know we left for Durban, so there's a active which is coach for the cap. So we you know we about a lot of things, and then comes here, pose their stuff on us, and then we change. But it also if you look at the close to playing South African type of football is Sunday. They've got a local that has played the game. Of the players. If you look at all the, I don't want to say anything about it because I might be end of the day. Europe. The way that we play in Europe, it's more structured. In Europe, it's more.
But coach, what do you think it is? Is it a coaching problem? Is it at board level? Is it maybe a so like I'm talking about the why we can't, I'm not even comparing the European style of football where we are in South Africa, but I'm talking about, in different, international competitions, with Bafana in AFCON. Why is it that we can't even compete with our own, like within our continent? Where is it a coaching problem? Is it at board level? Is it an infrastructural problem? What do you think it is?
I think generally opinion as a but you are not enough. So he says that if you remember as well, when it just started with the supporters him, I think after 5 games, whatever. But then with that pay, 5 league titles, like it's just that's CAF Champions League. But we have to be, young player. Happens a lot of us going overseas. You go difficult. Now instead of going to say you go to and it's difficult, it's tough. Now instead of going to a Belgium or a
Norwegian team,
what do? We come to Sundowns, we come get 3-4. Happy with it, you can't be happy with it. You should be playing in Europe, you'd rather go to a work, and that's the other thing that we look at. If we look at the gen for me that played Bartlett, if you look at Benny McCarthy, if you look at Stephen Pinar, if you look at Lucas Khadebe, if you look at those guys, when they grew up, it was the condition. So what they did was they worked. It's easy.
So, coach, you think it's a monetary problem, like because most of our youngsters, they don't come from sort of like money, so to speak, or they haven't earned a paycheck, but now they're doing what they love. You think maybe the clubs such as Sundowns, your Chiefs, obviously now Bidvest now being sold, but like, your PSL clubs now are offering youngsters, you know, that type of financial gain. But, when it comes to Europe, they will obviously have to take a pay cut, but I mean, the experience itself, you have to work, I'm sure, to get to that level where you can earn a bigger contract. And, you know, I think that, as you said, that's where the legends previously, like your Steven Pienaars, your Sean Bartlett's, your, Lucas Radebes, those guys took that risk. Aaron Mokwena, all those guys took that risk to say, even if I take a pay cut or if I don't get what I, want in terms of my wage or whatever, I have to work to get to that level. You think it's that problem as well?
I always say to some of the kids and also the parents as well. You see scouts at tournaments.
Yeah.
They put contracts in the tournament is still on.
Yeah.
This is what I said to one parent. I said, you rather take this contract now, 1,000 rand. Rather wait.
Yeah.
Let the kids finish school.
Yeah.
Let them or whatever. 50,000 every month. That's what because a lot of clubs and a lot of even at level, they give you your house or we're gonna fix this. And a lot of parents, because they're in difficult situation, and
they have to take what's there. It's difficult. I mean, it's understandable, but that's why I think where you need people in certain positions, like for example, your finances, your accountants, to sit those families down and say, understand where you're coming from, and the situation might be difficult now, but your son has certain such and such talent, that type of thing. It's agents maybe as well when it comes to the contracts and so forth. So, like, for example, now I'm studying at UJ with regards to economics and finance. So hopefully one day I'll hopefully become an agent and have my own company. But I don't want to be that type of agent where the money is not important. It will come, but it's the development of that certain individual and athlete. I think also agents also must be a problem. I'm sure as a coach you must have been hassled so many times with agents with regards to I don't know, just agents in general.
But I won't. The agent, look, if you're agent, you're out. Is going to look for the for and make it look like it's for the player.
Yeah.
But the player is that the agent works for the player. It's not the other way around. And I think because we think that player must work. The agent for the kid. So and if and player in me, if Baroka wants me, Sundowns wants me, where would you send me? You'd send me to
because of that the
fee will be bigger. I'm saying, but what maybe I will
won't get
but at Baroka
time.
More yourself, but you looked up.
I
think
it plays
just to make.
It plays an important role. I mean, as an agent, you have to. I'm guessing you have to have a certain relationship with your player. I mean, these super agents overseas, like your Mina Rayola's, your George Mendez's. I mean, these guys obviously are earning are dealing with big contracts, but it's they always talk about the relationship with their players. You have to understand the family, all those stuff come into play when it comes to dealing with the athlete. Because as we said previously in the interview, that the balance between the athlete, the family, the education. It all has to, it molds the whole situation to what it is, you know. And I think,
Yeah,
as you are very, you're an advocate for the education is more important than the football, as you are a football man. But it is true, it has to, it is important.
yeah. And if someone comes up wants to sign him and take him out of Grey
Yeah,
College and put
yeah,
him into another school, wherever,
yeah,
if on the same level as system is not
yeah,
Grey or on that level, then why should you take your kid out or take at 15? He's promised that he's going to also,
yeah,
and that's where sound my if boy out of schooling,
yeah,
anything else. To a club, whatever club, I'll make the club puts the at the east,
yeah, yeah,
wherever the boy is. That's important. Also, on the end of the day, also you can sign your own contracts if
yeah,
you're clever, and not even you need agents to
yeah.
go take you overseas. But that's what I realized towards the end of my career. If I knew, I could have signed contracts.
Yeah, but because you didn't have the sort of the knowledge and the know-how of, you just played football at the time. You were just playing, and I think that's where
Over
a lot of agents take advantage of certain of players.
yeah.
But yeah, coach,
So so
how did you find the relationship with? I know, like, um I obviously doing my research and stuff. I saw you achieved, um you're going now to Grey. Your objective in the space of 5 years, you had achieved in almost, under a year or two, with regards to promoting players through to Bloemfontein Celtics, which is one of the PSL clubs, and winning, you the Nedbank tournaments with the Grey College first team. And you know where is it where do we go now from here, coach, with your already achieving such big accolades with your youth development as well, in such a short space of time? Where do you go to from here?
look, obviously, again, the learn at Supersport, Coach Kwanele Kopper, he
Yeah,
said to me, if you lose a academy, he said to me, our goal is get coaches is first team
yeah,
or football in
yeah,
South Africa. So we've already started, because the boys that we have now,
yeah,
um, together for. So what I do in 2018, base players, whether you were 14, 15,
yeah,
and I made that the first team.
yeah. Because it's not
Games I
really.
remembered, we lost 4-0.
Yeah,
We in April 2018,
yeah,
lost 4-0 against Bloem Celtic because I want them at the school at the level is not what
yeah,
they said to me it was.
yeah.
And then 2 months we beat Bloemfontein Celtics in the semi-final of the end. So
Sure.
so it was so the mentality had to change.
Change. Yeah,
So that group of boys now, they were, I felt this was going to be the only two clubs.
yeah,
Um, I thought that we were good enough to go and compete, at least make it to the quarterfinals.
yeah,
We started the process. Next year's first team,
yeah,
uh, that they will be together for the next 4 years.
4 years.
God willing.
Oh.
So again, the plan is for this group is in 2 years time, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Hold them up.
I mean, I'm sure also at boys' schools, they usually know that they say with regards to first team sports, when you start at high school level, they say only grade 11s and grade 12s, which is the opens, can trial for, I don't know, first team rugby, first team hockey, and that. So you took it to a whole new level with regards to anyone can play in the first team from if you are good enough, you can play, and I think that's, as you said, the mentality change from that.
Yeah, and that's important. If other cancel the trials, we don't have trials every.
Yeah.
Grey College, 3/4 of those, because kids come cricket. Oh, they don't come for football really.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've cancelled the trials and for whoever wants to come and play, they can play. Yeah. But then in each age group, like the 15 and first team.
Yeah.
Group. Yeah. So what I do is when the kid comes from the primary school and he's 13 years old, I don't let him play under 14. I let him go straight into the under 15s.
Yeah.
Because then we'll have them there for we'll have them there for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So we always it's you play of your age group.
Yeah.
But I won't put a boy in a higher age group if his football mentality can't make it.
Yeah. Because I mean
that's the balance. No, that's the balance, yes.
I mean, because you also did that. I mean, for that, I think with the professional environment where it's you giving the player that challenge to say, you're 13, but you have your abilities. You can push. Let's see how you are on the level of the under 15s, and you can grow yourself like that. I mean, that's such a good way to manage the player and the setbacks can come for major comebacks and so to speak. So I mean, I think congratulations to you and on the progress and on the following years. Wish you the many best, and hopefully God can bless you to see many more in terms of the success and achievements that you already have done in such a small space of time. I mean, with regards to I want to also get your opinion. I sent you a message to get your opinion now on the ABSA Premiership. I think it's now there's a whole new sponsorship. I'm not sure who's gonna sponsor the league.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So what are your views now? It's now Sundowns, dominating the league, and how do you where can other teams sort of, I know Sundowns with their financial strength with regards to buying players, giving them big contracts, and so to speak. How do you think other clubs within the league can level up and sort of challenge them, so to speak?
I think as well, and again, this is my opinion, that the club owners, or those people who make decisions, they must be patient with the people that they appoint. If you're gonna appoint Ernst, you must be patient with him, because now he comes from a different country.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know that he's on the short list for 2 European clubs. They want him. So if the coach is not good, then why would he be on a short list in Europe?
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. We're not patient. We
want results too quickly.
We don't want to give people. Yeah, we want to have our hand in. Leave the coach. Just leave him. Let him do his job. And then you fire him.
But I mean,
if we go back.
So he didn't have a bad season this season. I mean, obviously, I understand they just missed out on the league. Obviously,
yes.
It's not like people are going on like he's the fourth relegation, or so to speak. Like,
no. But you see, because Chiefs is a big club, Pirates is a big club.
Yeah.
You know, Sundowns is a big club. Now, Supersport had a chance of also winning the league.
Yeah.
And they also slipped up the last couple of games.
Yeah.
Now, no one talks about that.
Yeah.
You know, no one says anything about it. Wits also slipped up. No one speaks about that. But we all talk about Kaizer Chiefs. We talk about Pirates,
clubs,
whatever. Yeah, because it's big clubs. So I think for me again, the owners and the people that make the decisions, they must be patient. And I've also learned this: if you have a club philosophy, you know, if you have a youth policy, if you have things, then get a coach that will be in line with your youth policy, or that will be in line with your club club policy. Don't get someone that's gonna come in and change everything, and then 6 months later you fire the guy, and then everything is a mess.
Scratch. Yeah, and you have to start from scratch.
Then you have to start from scratch again. You know.
Yeah.
Get someone that's gonna it's like Ajax. You know, Ajax, Cape Town or Ajax Amsterdam. They've got a system. This is how we play.
Yeah. No matter what,
this is how we play.
Yeah.
So obviously they get coaches that will train that system.
I mean, even when they got relegated,
yes.
they still kept the same thing of promote. I mean, they had promoted like 11 academy players, even in the NFD, which is very gutsy. Also Ajax is a big club in Cape Town, but Ajax Cape Town is a big club in general in South African, South African football. But you know, to have such guts, because you know, big clubs would want to say, okay, you have to buy experienced players so we can get back to the league because we want that promotion money, so to speak. But you know, as you said, Ajax, they stick to the, you know, that die hard. We promote academy players no matter what.
And they must out with one game again. You know, they must out. So, and again, for me, on the end of the day, and I'm gonna say this again. We are not patient enough with what we want to do. You know, we just want results.
Yeah.
Just an example. I don't know if you guys remember that game where Supersport beat Pirates 6-0. I think it was a cup semi-final or something.
Was it a Nedbank Cup, coach?
It was a Nedbank Cup, yes.
Yeah, I remember.
And I remembered that time I was on CAF A. I was on the coaching course.
Yeah.
And the people, Stuart Baxter was the coach.
Yeah.
Right? And the guys were complaining that Supersport is just doing the same thing over and over again. And then this is what I said to them. I said, that's exactly what they do in Europe. They do the same thing over and over again. The one time that you don't serve, that's when they're going to punish you. And if you look at the first goal, I remember Pirates was surfing, and then the one time they didn't surf. And then the right back came, I think it was Boxel or someone. Boxel, the guy from... Then he flicked the ball on because they never surfed. And by the time they surfed it, the ball was already in the net. And then they had to open up, and then they got punished. But Supersport kept doing the same thing. Now that spoke to me about the coach that comes from Europe, because Stuart Baxter is from Europe. And that's what they do in Europe. They're very patient in their build-up. I went to watch a game in 2013, 2012 or 2012. Amsterdam was playing against Feyenoord. The halftime score was 3-0. Ajax was trailing 3-0. So I thought to myself, now, you know, when Ajax comes out, they're gonna change the approach. No, they did the same thing. They built it up the same patient build up. And the score was, I think Ajax lost 4-3, but they scored 3 goals. They were 3-0 down, but they were patient. So what happens here? If you take too long at the back, what does the crowd do? They whistle. Now the coach is scared. Now the players is scared. Now the ball is being kicked to the front. You know, so we have to be patient. You know, so and I think that's what Sundowns got right. Even now, if you look at Cape Town City, it's the same thing. The coach, it's patient. It's a patient build up. The one time that you don't serve, they're gonna punish you.
Yeah, and I mean the media.
For me, my opinion is
the South African media also put a lot of pressure on coaches, and you know, to get the story out. Because I'm not sure if you saw now with Gavin Hunt now being in the running for the Amakosi job. Yeah, I mean, as you said, that shows what you said now with regards to not giving the coach you know, I mean, he had one season, and I mean, there were title contenders at the end of the day. I mean, you know, you understand. I mean, what happens to Kevin Hunt now if he doesn't do well? What, you know, and I think that's a mold of big clubs within the South African, you know, Premier League.
But for me also, if you look at Kaizer Chiefs now, who's the assistant coach? That's Sean Bartlett.
Sean Bartlett, yeah.
That's Sean Bartlett. So why don't you take Sean Bartlett as the head coach and give him Arthur Zwane?
See,
you know,
they want
now you bring
results, coach. They want results. They don't want to give.
Yeah, but still,
you know.
But still, again, what happens if Kevin Hunt doesn't get the results in the MTN8 or in CAF? They're gonna fire him. It's as simple as that. So if you know that you're gonna fire the coach for not getting it, why don't you give someone a chance like a Sean Bartlett? Sean Bartlett has been there now for 2 years. How long has Ern's been there? He's been there.
He's got experience overseas as well as when he played for Charlton Athletic as a striker, Bafana, AFCON. You know, he's got that sort of experience as well. You know,
he was coaching at Golden Arrows as well. So
yeah,
you know, it's the same. That's what SuperSport did.
Yeah.
When they fired Coach Eric, they looked at who do we have next, and it was Coach Caetano. And if you look at Coach Caetano, if you look at the SuperSport team, it's one of the strongest teams in the league.
Yeah.
You know, they also must out on winning the league.
Yeah.
You know, so we shouldn't be scared. Look at what happened with Maritzburg when Fadlu was there, when Fadlu Davids was there.
In the Nedbank Cup.
Good football.
The Nedbank Cup as well.
Yeah, they played good football.
I also think he should have gotten a job at Pirates, man, because when who was it that got the sack?
They won't give it.
Who was it coach that got the sack?
Rulani.
Yeah. Look, he got another job. He got another job at the big. I mean, he got the Chipper United job. He went back to Sundowns. They didn't even give Fadlu David the interim. They didn't even give him interim. You know, because coach, to be fair, Rulani should have got sacked before, a long time ago. But they were looking for a coach. You know, I mean, at least give Fadlu David that opportunity to say, why don't you caretake for, you know, five games? But I mean, obviously it's vital. I mean, you can't just say, just caretake for 5 games and let's see how it goes. You're Orlando Pirates, you're a big club. But I mean, as you said, opportunities. You know, everyone needs an opportunity.
Yeah. But and also the other thing that I'm quite big on is that professional football is about results.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how fancy you play.
Yeah.
Football is about results.
Yeah.
You know, I heard someone say the other day that Chipper United were the better team. Even when they were with 9 guys, they were still the better team. They lost the game 1-0. This time of the year, and you're still worried about how you play.
Yeah.
You need to get the results. It's not the academy football. It's professional football.
Yeah.
You know, that win takes you into the top 8.
Yeah.
That win gives you a chance to win 8 million at the beginning of the new season.
Yeah.
Now you're worried about how you build up. No, it's about the results. This time of the year, it's about the results. You know.
I mean, also
we can say
with I know I'm a big Jose Mourinho fan, and you know people don't like Jose Mourinho, but I mean at the end of the day, you get the results. I mean, I saw on your status one of the, I think it was last season when, you know, I think it was this season when City lost to Liverpool. I think it was when they played at Anfield at home, and City had like 90-something possession or 80-something percent possession, but you know they don't put the ball in the onion bag. You know, you can talk about how beautiful your passing was and how, you know, it's a results game at the end of the day, and it's a business. You know, it's money. That's how you know. But like, thank you so much, Coach. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah. I remember we said we're gonna do a giveaway as well as a charity of your choice with regards to any, you know, with equipment, balls, or whatever you would like to give away. But on our platform, we promote a lot of charitable work as well. So do you have in mind the charity you'd like to give away, any like a shirt or something too? So
thanks for that platform, for that opportunity. Like I said, I'm at schools now. So obviously Grey College has been seen as the school that has got everything. So there is schools in the area that we are dealing with. So I'd like to do something with a school. If that's possible.
Okay, yeah. No, that's lovely.
Yeah, I have a school in mind.
Okay.
It's here in Bloemfontein.
Okay.
So the school's name is Odisa.
Odisa.
Odisa. Yeah, it's a high school.
High school. Okay.
Yeah. So whatever
Yeah.
we decide we're gonna do,
Yeah.
we can do it through them.
Okay. And then with regards to with regards to the Sixpence podcast, the boys obviously in the group chat recommended to, because my friend Rowan Newman, I don't know if you know Rowan Newman, he played for this now in the bubble. He's gonna give away a signed shirt, and I would like you guys to please write in the description. To win the signed shirt, you guys can name any three of the top PSL scorers of this 2020, 2019-20, I think, season in the PSL, and you guys can win that. And then with the charity giveaway, we're gonna give away old football kits, shirts to Salvazoni, the Salvazoni High, and yeah, just we're just trying to do get our content out there and just help with the wherever we can. But coach, thank you so much for coming on. I mean, I know unfortunately last week we couldn't, obviously with the load shedding and stuff like that, but thank you so much for coming on and just having good banter and just talking football, because you're a football man yourself.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm available anytime. And thank you to the listeners. And I hope that there's one or two things that I've said that can change your mind about how you see football and the things that I've experienced in life. Again, like I say, football is not the most important thing, because it's going to end on the end of the day, it's going to end.
Yeah.
So
put
things in place, put policies in place that's going to be important for you even after football.
But I mean, coach,
thank you so much.
We'd like to have you on soon again, but you're a busy man with regards to the currently now going into schools and the program starting again. So we'd love to have you on again, coach. And guys, please just leave a like, comment, obviously subscribe to the page. Coach, do you have any socials that the guys can follow you on, or they can keep up with your progress?
No, I'm only on WhatsApp. They can only keep me on WhatsApp. So I'm off social media for certain reasons, for my family's sake and all those things. So
yeah.
So, but on WhatsApp, I'm good.
But guys, just you can. I'm sure you guys can just check up on kickoff. I think they also, you guys can read up on Coach Katza's career and so forth, and just on the website, and just keep up with the progress that he's making at Grey College. And without any further ado, Coach, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers, Coach.
Sure.